You can introduce yourself if you like to, and just start at the beginning. How did you get into veganism? What happened during the time, and then why did you quit in the end?
Okay, so my name is Kyle Fitzgerald. I'm from South Florida. I was vegan for about 3 years, and yeah, I became vegan. Honestly, it was kind of a funny way that I found veganism. My cousin was telling me about Vegan Gains, the YouTuber, and he's like, "You kind of look like him." I was like, "No, I don't," but whatever. So I didn't know what veganism was like at all. So I started to research it, and I was like having health issues around that time. Like I had problems using the restroom, and I had bad acne, like cystic acne. So I was just looking for a way to fix that on my own. So long story short, I started to look into veganism, and like honestly, I went on like a YouTube like mission to search like what veganism is and how to eat because I didn't know anything about it. And I actually found fruitarianism first, which is like the most extreme version of veganism, right? So I started off actually as a fruitarian for like 2 to 3 months, and then for a while I was like just eating mostly fruit, and I would have like all this energy. And then after a little while, I would crash. Then I would have to eat more fruit to feel better or whatever. And I started to lose a lot of weight. Like I was about 160, and I dropped down to like 145. And it was like visually, it was noticeable. Like my family was telling me, "Oh, you look skinnier," and all this stuff. So that's what kind of got me to eat a normal vegan diet, I guess. So I started to eat more cooked food. I wanted to put on more weight and stuff. So yeah, after I started eating more cooked food, I put on a little bit more weight, but I was always like sluggish and tired. And like now that I think about it, like how I feel now, back then I was so bloated all the time and always worried about digestion and gas and different things like that. So I maintain like a highly raw diet, but I still eat like cooked foods and stuff because I thought that would be like the best way to eat. But it was just like ups and downs. So after after um after I started to do that for like a year or so, I started to feel like a difference in just like my energy. Like I never had energy. I was always either hungry. I was never like satiated. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, I was tired all the time, and so my remedy for that, I guess, was to start eating more raw foods again. And then around that time, my grandmother was going through like stage 3 colon cancer. So like my whole thing was you can detox yourself. You know what I mean? Like I really believed in that whole ideal that you can detox any sickness away, any you know what I mean? It's like a superpower almost. So I um I recommended that we detox her and stuff, right? And long story short, she didn't end up making it, but that kind of like opened my eyes that like maybe this isn't the best diet. Like it's not going to cure you of everything and all that. You know what I mean? That was the first thing that like opened my eyes to it not being okay. And then after that, about a year later, a year passed by, I started seeing like teeth issues. I remember I was eating an acai bowl, literally, and there was cacao nibs in it. And when I bit into one of the cacao nibs, one of my one of my teeth chipped, like literally. And I was like, my teeth have never been weak. Like I've always had good teeth. You know what I mean? So I was like, that was a red flag for me. And I went to look in the mirror. And I looked at all my teeth, and like I saw some of them were starting to deteriorate. My gums were starting to go up a little bit. So I was like, why is this? You know what I mean? So that like made me look more into teeth issues and what could be the problem. You know what I mean? So then I was researching on YouTube like vegan teeth issues, and um, I started to like learn about phytic acid and how it's in like legumes and quinoa and different grains, and that's pretty much what all vegans eat mostly to get their protein and stuff. So I started to like cut back on that, and I started eating more raw foods again. But every time I would drink a smoothie, like my teeth would hurt, and I started to like notice how sensitive everything was, and so yeah, the whole teeth issue was like the main thing that like opened my eyes about the vegan diet maybe not being the best diet. So I work valet, and there's usually this farmers market every Saturday that's by my job, and I was walking through or whatever, and some lady offered me bread or something, and then she was like, or no, I was like, I'm actually raw. Like I explained to her, I'm vegan and I'm mostly raw, and I didn't expect her to know what it was.
Hmm.
And she was like, "Oh, I used to be raw vegan," and I was like, "Oh, really?" So she started talking to me about like why she quit or whatever, and she was like, yeah, I just think it's not like a long-term diet. I watched this guy's videos. And I was like, what's the guy's name? And then she showed me your channel.
Hmm.
So when I got home, I watched some of your videos. The first video I saw of you actually was you eating the meat in front of the vegans. And that like triggered the vegan in me at the time, but
Hmm.
now I don't see it as a big deal. But anyways, um, so I watched some of your videos. Then I went on YouTube and researched uh, like other videos about like ex-vegans and their stories and if they had issues like I did. So then I found this one video and this guy was talking about a few things, but he said a couple things that like really stuck with me. He said, why on a vegan diet should you ever have to supplement? Why on any natural diet should you ever have to supplement? That like that like opened my eyes. I was like, that is so true. I've never had to supplement in my life, but I've been taking like algae and B12 and all these different supplements just to keep up with nutrients that I should be able to get through my food. So another thing he said was, why is there like the same people that are funding normal processed foods, why are they funding vegan foods too? So that kind of just I don't know, it just kind of opened my eyes. And then but at that time, I was still stuck on the whole like vegan mindset where I'm scared to even look at me. You know what I mean? But I knew that I had to do something because like day by day, my teeth were getting worse, and like a month later after that, I ate another vegan bowl or something, and one of my back teeth just like a piece of it just fell out. It's not even like I bit something hard; it just fell out. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So like, all right, my teeth are really, really falling apart. So I went on a cruise with my family, and it was to the Bahamas. So there's like not that many vegan options in the Bahamas anyway. So I was like, on this cruise, I'm going to eat fish and eggs. So that's what I did. And like literally when I ordered the fish, I remember I had it in front of me for like 10 minutes before I took a bite. Cause it was like, that's how brainwashed you are into this whole vegan movement or whatever. But when I took that first bite, it was like, man, why have I been doing this to myself for such a long time? You know what I mean? Like I've been the biggest vegan advocate, telling all these people, telling all my family members go vegan. I got my cousin to go vegan, but like I feel like a hypocrite now because I want the animal products. You know what I mean? So after I went on my cruise, I only ate fish and eggs on the cruise.
Hmm.
I got back, I I was still a little scared to try like chicken and beef and pork and all that stuff. But like, what the hell else was I gonna eat? I didn't want to eat anything that was like uh had a lot of phytic acid. It would mess my teeth up more. So I said, fuck it. At work one day, and I ordered a a steak. And when I ate that, man, it was like a rebirth. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I've been seeing a lot of benefits. I've switched from a vegan diet to like I want to say like a 90% carnivore diet. The only carbs I be having is probably like sauces and just like marinades for my steak and stuff like that. But I've been mostly carnivore. So yeah, man.
What did your family and friends think when you quit? Did you convince any of them to go vegan?
Yeah, I convinced my cousin to go vegan, and him and his girlfriend have been vegan for like 2 years now. And when I told him I was eating meat again, he was like shocked. But I explained to him, and I actually showed him my teeth because I've known him my whole life, so I'm not embarrassed. But he kind of understood. But even when I come around now and I'm like eating normal foods, he's kind of like, you know what I mean? He gives me that side eye. Like I was having eggs. He's like, so you don't believe eggs are 5 cigarettes anymore per egg? Because he's not what the hell.
Right.
So yeah, but and my mom, she was shocked at first, but now she doesn't care. She's not vegan herself, so
Mm.
yeah.
How do you see the future of veganism?
Man, the way I see it is it's weird. Like all these celebrities and all these different people are pushing it, and I feel like some of them aren't even vegan themselves. So there's definitely like an agenda to make veganism more popular across the world. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's because eventually they want to control the food a little bit more. And I feel like a vegan diet will make us weaker. I know that sounds a little dramatic, but that's truly what I believe.
Hmm.
So yeah, and all the benefits I've been seeing of eating meat, it's like the way they've demonized meat. It has to be for some reason. You know what I mean?
At the
Yeah.
time when you were vegan, did you eat any fake meat? Anything that replicates its soy products? And what do you
Yeah.
think about it now?
Uh-huh. See, I at first I started eating soy like when I first went vegan. After I was fruitarian for that little period, and then I went vegan, I was eating soy and certain fake animal products. But I learned about how unhealthy soy could be. But I was eating a lot of Beyond burgers, and I
Hmm.
did even try the Impossible Burger. And then after, it's like the way the world works, the way life works sometimes, things just happen on purpose. You know what I mean? So after I stopped being vegan, literally I was just scrolling through social media or whatever, and I saw a few posts like back-to-back days about what's really in the Beyond Burger, what's really in the Impossible Burger, and it's like, why are they creating this fake meat that's even worse for you than normal meat is? Because I don't even believe meat is bad for you now, but even when I was vegan, I would probably think that these fake products are worse for you than meat is because they're so processed. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm not really. I would never eat anything like that ever again, to be honest.
Did you at the time understand why you're doing it? Why you're eating the fake meat? Did you believe that you're deep down craving it, or what was it?
Nah, I didn't. I didn't think about that. I
Hmm.
didn't. I got my family to eat a bunch of Beyond Burgers and stuff, and they liked it. I thought I just liked the taste, but now
Right.
that I think about it, it's probably a deeper thing in me that craved that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I thought, I've heard of vegans saying how they've lost their taste for meat because they've been vegan for so long. I think that's bullshit, man.
Yeah.
The, the moment I ate meat again, it was great. Like there was no, you know what I mean? And one of the things that I was worried about too when it came to eating meat was digestion. And like I thought my stomach was gonna be going crazy. There's none of that. I don't even think about digestion anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How do you see this whole experience now? Do you regret going vegan or what?
Actually no, because this this whole vegan path that I took, it led me down a different path to finding what I'm truly meant to eat, true health.
Hmm.
Like I started off searching for different ways to fix myself through diet. And at first it worked because I cut out all the bullshit that was in the standard American diet. You know what I mean? Like fast food and all these extra carbs or whatever. So if I didn't go vegan, I wouldn't have learned about this carnivore diet. And you know what I mean, how it could heal me as well. So I
Mm,
wouldn't have, I had to go through the shit. I had to go through, pain to get to where I'm at now. So
right.
yeah.
Did you spend a lot of money on the supplements and everything? How do you see this whole thing, veganism? Is it also a business?
Oh, definitely, man. The pharmaceuticals are definitely getting money off of this. I did spend a lot of money on supplements. That's probably the one thing I regret about veganism is
Mm,
buying all these supplements. I still have some. I can't really say 'em. I still have some in the back. I don't even need to take them anymore. But
right.
yeah, I can't believe how long that was going on for without me thinking like, why am I taking 5 different supplements a day to keep up with my nutrients? Like,
Hmm.
and it's definitely part of a whole business scheme. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Anything else you would like to add? Anything you experienced in that time? Any other health issues you had? Something important you learned? Anything you would like to say to any vegans watching right now, for example?
I would like to say, get out of that hive mentality, that like I'm holier than you mentality. You know what I mean? And if you're feeling any type of negative health effects from the vegan diet, don't be scared to go to the other side and look at the other research or whatever, because that's what kept me as a vegan for so long is my ignorance, my ego. I didn't want to be wrong about my diet. I didn't want to think that I had to eat animal products in order to feel good, but I did. Like when I saw, do you know the vegan YouTuber Timothy?
Sure.
Yes. When I saw him go vegan or go from being vegan to eating animal products, I didn't understand at that time, but now I do because he needed it for his health. So I would just say put your pride aside and look more into another type of diet if you're having any type of negative health issues. And there's a lot of benefits to eating meat that I've seen so far.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah,
man.
no problem, man.